evening and welcome to Thomas B. Landers Court here at South Hadley High School as the South Hadley Lady Tigers take on the Mahar Senators. Two of the key players to watch are Kara Grimoli and Casey O'Connor. Grimoli had a great game in their win against Granby a few days ago. And what are your thoughts heading into tonight's game?
Oh, well, I'm really looking forward to a good game tonight. I mean, it's actually Kara Callahan, not Grimoli. A little discrepancy there, no problem. That's all right. But Callahan has been great for the Tigers so far this season, hitting the only three-pointers that the Lady Tigers have made this season and got 19 points of the season so far. O'Connor, on the other hand, 17 big ones. Good season so far for her. So look for those two players to make a really big impact. Let's see what the Senators can do on their opposition with their high-scoring power, Jill Valley. And other than that, we're looking forward to a great game here tonight, Addison.
I got to see Granby play last week, and South Hadley put up a very good fight, very close game, and we got to see the JV team earlier tonight, looking very good. Number 11 on that South Hadley Tigers team is looking very promising, and of course Paul Dubuque is my usual partner Dan Dubuque's uncle here, and he was telling us before the game that the purpose of JV this year is to help build up because they're losing a lot of people on the varsity side this season. JV looked very good with a win tonight, and hopefully the varsity team is able to pick up a victory as well.
So we're just about 4 minutes away from tip-off here, so sit down, get ready for some good old Tigers basketball.
Hello everybody, welcome back here to Thomas B. Landers Court at South Hadley High School. Our first basketball broadcast of the 2010-2011 season. The boys don't have a game until January here at home, and of course the girls team off to a 1-1 start, losing to the powerhouse Springfield School Sabas, and then of course beating Granby, the crosstown rival, and a pretty good starting five for the Tigers put out by Paul Dubuque tonight.
I would say so, yeah. One of the more impact players in the Tigers' Janelle Seitz is continually out with an injury. Sorry about that, a note from the cameraman. Anyway, what's going on is Janelle Seitz, one of the impact players for the Tigers, is out with an injury. So Emily Aber has replaced her in the starting lineup. Let's see what the Senators can do to stop the Tigers' offense. So here we go.
Lines number 34 under center for the Tigers, and Mahar will win the opening draw here. Good passing by Mahar to start off the game. And of course, they have one player that put up 20 points in their last victory.
Yeah, number 20, Jill Valley, has been very well for them.
And here's Kara Callahan, who had a great game against Granby. Of course, the younger sister of Kyle Callahan, who plays on the men's team, or the boys' team.
Well, I guess basketball runs in the family.
And here's Abert. On the outside, passes to O'Connor. She gets blocked by the big girl, number 53, Hannah Poltoric. Comes up with a great right-handed block there.
Poltoric is going to be a big player in this game. I mean, she's got size more than anyone else in the Tigers squad, so they're going to need to figure out how to get around her on those inside layups.
Lyons is probably the tallest player, tied with O'Connor, so the Tigers not having a lot of size.
Nice backdoor
defense.
Oh!
O'Connor misses the lay-in. And those will kill you in clutch situations, but it's only 2-0 in the first quarter, so
have to make the easy ones even to start out the game.
And here's number 20 for Mahar, and they double team her. Paulie probably saying she's a key scorer, cover her.
We're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Now here's Mahar controlling it behind the arc. Poltoric, beautiful give back to 23.
Traveling.
Now traveling called on number 23, Samantha Parker. Now here's Abert to inbound to Callahan.
It appears that the Senators are going to be running a man defense tonight, as far as I can tell. So you're going to see a lot more, hopefully, pick and rolls or ways to get around that defense by the Tigers.
This is only Mahar's second game of the season, 1-0 on the year. The Tigers, of course, this is their third game, 1-1 on the year. So both teams very young in their season. Now here's number 20, Jill Valley, and that pass gets away from her. And Abert will inbound for the Tigers. No subs have been made for either side as it is still very early here. Here's Callahan, makes a beautiful cut on the inside. She misses the lay-in, but there's a foul on the play.
It's surprising, coming out of the inbounds, the entire right half of the court was just left wide open. Smart move there by the Tigers to drive to that side of the court and try to get a point.
A new head coach this year for the Tigers team, Paul Dubuque. Of Of course, his son Dave Dubuque was the coach last year. And of course, Paul was the assistant coach for many years here, finally taking over as the head coach this year. Dave Dubuque, of course, at Winnick this season.
Actually, a fun fact, our director tonight, Dan Dubuque, is Paul's godson. So a little bit of Dubuque family stuff going on here at Thomas B. Lander's court tonight.
And number 40, Kara Callahan comes up with the lay-in to give the Tigers a 4-2 lead. Valley getting double teamed. Great pressure defense by this Tigers team. Ripped away by Abert.
That's a hustle play by Abert. Big points to her.
Beautiful defense with a steal and a double team covering Valley. Here's Abert now. Abert finds Lines. Lines decides to give it to O'Connor. Beautiful pass, but even better defense by Poltoric there. Using her size to her advantage. And here's Valley, the jumper. She misses. Beautiful rebound by number 40, Callahan. Callahan trying to find Abert. She does find Abert, but it goes out of bounds, so it'll be Mahar ball.
Bit of sloppy passing there by the Tigers, but hopefully they'll be able to rebound from that.
And this is number 14, Christine Richardson for the Senators.
It appears that those kind of plays are going to be happening to the Tigers early on this season as they start to find their sort of team chemistry on the fast break.
Beautiful pass to Maddie Dowd, number 11. She gets the lay-in. Poltoric definitely using her size here early. Good rebound. O'Connor tries to swat it away, but Valley with it. Dishes it to number 23, Parker. Parker drains it. Mahar trails by 2 with 5.5 to go in our first quarter here.
See, the Lady Tigers need to work on boxing out. When you give a team 3 chances to make a basket down at their end of the court, that's bound to happen.
There's Valley again, of course, the key player to watch on the Lady Senators team. She finds number 15. Don't have her name, excuse me.
Kayla Weatherby is number 15, I believe, Addison.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And here's Callahan now, of course, has done a great job early on in this season. She gets it stripped away by Valley. Valley for 2. Good defense there by Callahan to draw the foul and making sure she doesn't score.
Excellent. I mean, if you're going to foul somebody, make sure you actually foul somebody. This is something coaches go over with their players all the time. Make sure that someone's not going to get that and one opportunity.
Looks like 2 Lady Tigers are about to check in and 1 Lady Senator during our next sub break, which is right now. Number 31, Courtney Crodu, is going to check in for the Mahar Senators. And she's checking in for the big girl, number 53, Poltoric. Valley drains her second free throw to make it a 1-point Mahar lead, 7-6.
Amanda Lachey entered the game for the Tigers as well. Oh, doesn't quite get the roll there for Maddie Dowd. She'll go to the line, hopefully get 2.
Here's O'Connor now, one of the senior leaders on this team, also a captain on the soccer team, which we got to film earlier in the fall, and she drains her first of 2 free throws. Four and a half to go. And she drains her second shot, so 2 for 2 from the line tonight for Casey O'Connor. Here's Valley, and she gets, looks like number 11 Dowd got a hand on the pass. Number 23, Samantha Parker, coming up with a great right-hander.
Nice move by Parker there, showing some really good body control going up and over the defender.
Here's Dowd, another member of that ladies soccer team. A lot of former ladies soccer players on this basketball team. The boys team has a lot of football players, so multiple sport athletes here at South Hadley.
Lady Tigers using a lot of low screen picks down underneath the basket.
Beautiful fake by O'Connor, has to let it go. She drains it. Beautiful shot by O'Connor. So with a little less than 4 minutes to go, it's 10-9 South Hadley. Here's Parker. Beautiful block by Lines, using her size to get the block. O'Connor holds on to it. Here's number 34, Lines. She gets pushed to the side, but is still able to make the left-handed layup.
Nice touch. It appears that the Senators are having some real trouble with this box-and-one press that the Lady Tigers are putting on them.
Lines is showing a lot of speed on defense, getting her hand on almost every pass, and it looks like Bartholet and Ross Cotton about to check in for the Tigers.
That'll give some Lady Tigers some size to the taller girls on their team.
Bartholet, number 14, number 32, Ross Cotton. 34 lines will sit, as well as number 12, Casey O'Connor.
Timeout on the floor. The Senators will take their first timeout. 3:14 left with the Tigers leading 12-9.
We have a break here. We want to thank all the viewers watching at home to support South Hadley High School athletics. I am Addison Boroff, joined here by Pete Lambert. First time that we were a duo here for sports. My usual partner Dan Dubuque is actually directing our game tonight.
And you'll be seeing a lot of or hearing a lot of us, I suppose, throughout the season. It's going to be me and Addison, and Dan will sort of be doing a rotating sort of style of announcing, so you get to hear a little bit of insight from the three of us.
And of course, the freshman we have, Matt Randall, is controlling our camera work this evening. Bartholet to inbound for the Tigers. Dowd with it. Dowd getting heavy pressure.
See, here's the Senators kind of copying the Lady Tiger defense here with the press. Appears to be working quite well.
So sloppy ball keeping on the our far end of the court here, on both ends. And here's Valley, the key player to watch. I doubt she'll be sitting much this game.
Valley contributed 22 in their win against Narragansett, actually.
54-50 victory for the Senators. And South Hadley won their last game by a very close margin, 35-31 over the Granby Rams.
Tigers coming out with a stag here to inbound the basketball. Oh, wait, they're changing it up here. Guess they thought it went out of bounds inside.
And here's number 32, Ross Cotton. Her pass almost goes out of bounds, but Bartholet controls it. Ross Cotton's got a good look. Beautiful pass in the layup. Too much power.
See, there was no need to kick that ball back. She should have just gone up for the layup and see if she gotten fouled.
Valley's pass to Parker was knocked away. Bartholet from downtown, and she nails it.
Bartholet showing some range. Nice shot.
That's number 14, Lauren Bartholet, of course, the younger sister of another Bartholet sister that was actually not ironically, but coincidentally, another great three-point shooter in her years at South Hadley, so following in her sister's footsteps.
Once again, just basketball runs in the family. Nice steal by 11 there.
Ross Cotton diving for it. Sounded like she scraped her knee on the wood, but these are tough Lady Tigers here.
Tigers need to slow down the possession of the basketball. A lot of sloppy plays, a lot of turnovers going on here. Good rebound by Ross Cotton there to box out and grab that board.
That was Valley to Adams on the pass. Dowd, great look, great passing. Ross Cotton for two, and she drains it. So beautiful passing there for the Tigers.
That's the kind of ball movement that we're going to see if they want to win this game. Currently have an 8-point lead, just under 2 minutes left in the first.
Dowd tried to get her left hand in there and was not successful, as she's called for the defensive foul. And 53, Poltoric going to check back in the game.
The Senators missed that size. That's a good substitution.
Dowd will take her first seat of the evening as 13, Megan Ginley checks in for the Tigers, seeing her first minutes of action.
Oh, off the back of the backboard there.
They are still able to maintain possession, and that's ripped away by number 30, Amanda Lachey. Here's Bartholet to Ginley, just missing as she found iron.
Hold underneath the basket there.
Looks like it's called on number 32, Ross Cotton. Another Lady Tiger soccer star. Great defensive pressure on number 20, Jill Valley, early on in this game. Did their scouting report before tonight's contest.
Mahar is missing a lot of open shots there at the top of the key. I mean, South Hadley's just leaving them wide open from deep. They're going to have to start hurting them if they're going to get those opportunities.
It doesn't help that their best player is double teamed. Valley put a little too much power on the shot. She hit the backboard, wasn't able to drain the shot, and here's Bartholet wide open for three, and she just misses.
just want to comment on that past defensive stance by the Lady Tigers. They're a really good job stopping them, making sure that the shot clock nearly ran out in that last shot.
Something we saw by the JV Lady Tigers team. Very physical defensive team. One reason why they had a victory and hopefully showing some promise to get called up to the varsity level.
It appears that the respecting coaching staffs of South Hadley are really going with the age-old sentiment of defense winning championships. Coach Dubuque really instilling this aggressive style of defense for the Lady Tigers here.
And Paul used a lot of his knowledge of basketball, handed over to his son Dave, and now he's taking over as the head coach, as we said. The third South Hadley coach in the last couple seasons, of course, Coach Bullo. And then Dave Dubuque, and now his father, Paul.
Whole new lineup coming in for the Tigers here.
Mass substitutions, as just like you said, an entirely new starting five now. And it is the starting five checking back in.
Got to hand it to the Tigers bench there. Kept that 8-point lead for the majority of the first quarter.
That's Poltorek, number 53.
I say as soon as the starters come back on, the Senators finally get a basket.
6-point game with 17 seconds remaining. Callahan with the ball now has done a good job at the point guard position. Like we've said, only 2 games, but has looked solid in both of those games. Dowd fakes it, decides to give it to Callahan. The turnaround, Dowd for 3, just missing. And that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. Tigers leading by 6, 17-11. We are back here for the start of the second quarter. Tigers leading 17-11. I'm Addison Boroff, joined here by Pete Lambert.
How you doing, folks?
Our first basketball broadcast of the season. We hope to bring you much more, both men and women action. And now here's Lines with a fake to the right, keeps it to her left. Here's Dowd, fakes the 3, keeps it back to Lines. Good movement. Callahan wide open, airballs the 3. And a good rebound by the Mahar Lady Senators. Of course, the key player, number 20, Jill Valley, to look out for.
Callahan's been really important for the Tigers so far this season. And she had a quiet first quarter. Hopefully she'll wake up and maybe give the Tigers a bit more offense.
31's pass for Mahar. Courtney Crodu's pass just completely missed her target, Valley.
That's a hustle play by Callahan, though, beating both players of the Senators up the court and getting that ball, getting the foul.
One big reason why the Tigers won their game against Granby. And they should be 2-0 on this season, but when you face Sabas, first game of the season, the powerhouse team, not much you can do with a loss there. Sabas, the defending Western Mass champions on the boys' side, and their girls' team beating the Lady Tigers up.
Sabas, I believe, is currently leading the division. No, that's actually Munson right now leading the Tigers division with 2-0. And the Tigers are currently third right now at a 1-1 record.
That Munson team very good. One of the Super 7 to watch this year in the women's division. Good defense there by Dowd as she got her hand to break up the pass. Callahan using her size and speed. Beautiful shot there by Callahan, showing her prowess on the court.
It got bumped and still but was able to knock it off in the glass. Good job there by Callahan.
21, Tasha Polana for Mahar was double teamed and hands it to her. The sharpshooter, number 20, Jill Valley. Good movement here by Mahar, just trying to fake out this defense, and it's not successful as Abert strips it. Mahar gets it right back. Here's Poltorek finding number 11, Tamika Adams, and a foul called on the play.
Foul on Lines there, I believe.
And Bartholet going to check in for Abert.
Coming out of the break, it appears that Valley, number 20 for Mahar, is trying to use the fact that the Tigers are really watching her on defense to manipulate the Tiger defense.
31, Courtney Crodu misses the open jumper. And Dowd gets shoved to the ground on the far end here, on our right. But like we said, these Lady Tigers, very, very physical team.
It appears that Callahan's speed is going to be a big factor in this game. That's 2 straight fast break possessions where she's beaten Mahar down the court.
And Dowd has been playing fantastic defense to begin the game as well.
Senators picked up their pivot foot there. Can't travel like that.
Second traveling call we've seen in this game. One for South Hadley and one for Mahar. Now here's Dowd. Finds Casey O'Connor, one of the senior captains. Now to Dowd. Bounce pass to Callahan to Lines. Airballs the layup, but Bartholet gets it taken away by number 53, Poltoric, and now another foul called.
Poltoric has just been blocking everything in sight when the Tigers are trying to get an inside layup there.
Refs have done a very good job calling this game. Very even.
It appears that the crowd's been all right with them so far, hasn't it? Speaking of the crowd, pretty good size tonight for the South Hadley fans. Got a few representatives of the 6-man there out to support the girls' team.
Of course, the Mahar faithful coming all the way from Orange, Mass, to support their Lady Senators as well. So an atmosphere for both sides here. Callahan finding Dowd. She decides to pass it back to Callahan to Bartholet. Beautiful pass on the inside to Lines. She misses, and then right back on defense to try to knock it away, but Valley is too good as she comes up with it. Valley, beautiful quick pass, and another traveling. That one called on number 21, Tasha Polana.
Lines and Poltoric have been battling it out with the basket so far this game. We need to see if Lines can really start using her body a little bit more and boxing out Poltoric on those rebounds.
There's Casey O'Connor, misses the lay-in. And another foul as O'Connor went up. On number 53, Poltoric gets the defensive foul, and O'Connor already 2 for 2 from the line tonight. We have yet to see a bucket scored, except for that one. That was the first bucket scored in the second quarter. So for the first 3 minutes, we did not have a point scored.
Both teams coming out with really strong defense. I have a feeling the coaches really instilled that during that break.
Casey O'Connor, very good free throw shooter. She's 4 for 4 from the line. Valley getting double teamed by Bartholet at Dowd. She has to pass it. Beautiful steal, and Callahan misses the lay-in, but beautiful defense by this Tigers team.
Nice defense trapping them in the corner there.
Great fake by Dowd.
Up and
stays
up.
with it. Lay-in. Maddie Dowd showing defense and offense on that last drive for the Tigers.
Very nice step through there to cut the defense and get 2.
One reason the Tigers are winning this game is because their physical defense. They are playing very, very good defense and double teaming number 20, Jill Valley, on almost every time she has possession.
And that's going to be a critical point in this game. If they can stop Valley's potent scoring ability, I can't see the Mahar Senators really coming back and cutting into this 12-point deficit right now. Unless something changes in the second half or someone else steps up for the Senators. It's been all Lady Tigers so far this half. Gets the roll!
And one for Callahan. Beautiful shot, a highlight reel type lay-in, and drawing the foul, so she gets 1 extra shot here. Trying to make it a 3-point play.
Callahan really has some good body control there, getting bumped out of bounds and still being able to make the layup.
She misses the free throw. And that's Bsketball, number 22, played in the JV game earlier as well.
Appears that she has some sort of nose injury or something like that. That's what you see there, folks. She's wearing a face guard to make sure that she doesn't get hit in the face.
Doing double duty tonight, playing on both the JV and varsity squads. And Jill Valley fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. She misses the first. So Bsketball will now check out. Parker will check in, and the Tigers make a sub. Number 10 for the Tigers, not on our roster sheet. We apologize for not having the name. But she comes up with the inbound to give to Dowd. To Bartholet for 3. Drains it, her second 3 of the game. Lauren Bartholet.
Bartholet showing some range tonight.
The best 3-point shooter on this team. That's her second. Here's Sam Parker. And Parker with a beautiful lay-in that time for the Senators.
Hoop being kind there on that roll.
Looks timeout called for the Tigers. Paul Dubuque.
It's a good decision there. The Tigers have been struggling with that press, so maybe Dubuque will be giving them some strategies on how to break it.
And if you can see from our angle here, the striped shirt on the ladies' bench is, of course, Janelle Sykes, who injured herself during the late fall and is unable to play for the basketball team early in this season.
When we covered the powder puff game, which is when junior and senior girls play in a flag football style of football, Sites just got absolutely clobbered, knocked out of bounds, and that might have been when the injury was occurred, the one in question currently keeping her out of this game. Or perhaps another athletic injury. She's a very good athlete and one of the best lady athletes that we have at the school here. So all the best to her. Hopefully she'll get back out in the court soon.
And Martha Hamlin also still out of action. Was injured during the soccer season and is still out for the basketball season. And here's Bartholet now. Finds Dowd wide open for three. And Dowd almost gets it to go, but nice rebound by O'Connor, and she draws a foul.
Good job boxing out there by O'Connor, but Dowd was at least 3 steps behind the three-point line there. She could have taken a step in. Maybe it would have been a better shot making that shot.
O'Connor not the lady you want to foul because she's 4 for 4 from the line this evening. 5 for 5, and she can't be stopped from the free throw line tonight.
She's got some very good form in taking those free throws. Getting the right spin, using the back iron to her advantage, just all around good free throw shooting there.
One reason why she's one of the captains of this team in her last season as a high school student. Valley finds number 15, Kayla Weatherby.
Tigers playing the passing lanes currently in this press, really aggressive defense.
Mahar driving off the backboard, good rebound.
Looking for the call there.
Mahar, this is their 4th chance opportunity. Knocked away by Lines, and they're going to call Lines for the defensive foul there.
The 6th man does not like that one bit. Lines' hands were straight up. It appeared that Mahar initiated the contact there, but
it looked to be all ball from our angle.
Absolutely, but I suppose the referee saw a foul there. The crowd is not happy about that one.
Ross Cotton will check in for the Lady Tigers. And she's going to be coming in for Lines. Maybe foul trouble, one reason why she's checking out. That's number 15, Kayla Weatherby from Mahar, making her free throws, 30-16.
That's a travel.
And Ross Cotton knew it as soon as she landed. She knew it was a traveling call, and that's just a mental mistake you just can't make at any level.
Well, as soon as she came off the bench, got the ball in her hands. Got to get used to that.
Here's Parker. Valley's wide open, and then she quickly gets recovered. Valley has not done much for the Senators tonight. Great pass to the outside.
Mahar doing a good job of rotating away from the ball.
23, Parker. That was number 14, Christine Richardson on the missed 3.
It appeared that Richardson threw her shoulder there when she was in the corner, but refs didn't seem to call it.
So a second missed call by these refs in this game, but it's bound to happen. Refs are not perfect. Here's Richardson, the turnaround, gets it just off in time for the shot clock violation, but is not able to sink the shot.
Ross Cotton, in time off the bench, has been great on the boards. Been really helpful in that Tiger bench effort.
Bartholet and 10 playing catch here. We apologize for not having number 10's name for you. Bartholet's wide open, but number 10 was double teamed, and 20 Valley comes up with the steal. Parker airballs the open jumper. Good rebound by Ross Cotton, like you said earlier. Now here's number 10, one of the younger players on this team. Beautiful pass to O'Connor. Beautiful pick and roll there for the Tigers.
That's textbook pick and roll right there. Move over the corner, wait for your big guy or girl, I suppose, getting home for the layup.
Richardson.
Banks at home.
That's Richardson. Usually a good shooter so far in this game, struggling, finally able to find her groove, and she hits that shot. We have about 2 minutes to go in our first half of play. 32-18 Tigers lead. Dowd, beautiful pass to O'Connor. Connor fakes, nails the shot, and O'Connor, leading this Tigers team in scoring so far in this game, is having a miraculous evening.
Nice little step back there by O'Connor to fake out the defense and make the little fall away.
And Poltorek gets called for the travel. That's the 4th traveling call we've seen in this game.
The Senators really need to, the coach for the Senators, I believe his name is Larry Fisher, really needs to start working on making sure that those travels don't keep happening. That's really hurting their team tonight.
Might be a halftime preparation that they make heading into the second half. Tamika Adams just checked in for the Senators, number 11. Number 10 fakes it to Dowd, ends up giving it to Bartholet. O'Connor again. O'Connor double teamed, is not able to make the shot. Here's Sam Parker. Samantha Parker having a lot of touches in this game, and her pass is intercepted by Casey O'Connor. Instead of coast to coast, she'll be smart and not get the ball taken away.
Good job slowing it up there. Excellent. Almost a 2-for-1 opportunity here for the Lady Tigers.
Less than a minute to go, and that's the third traveling called on Ross Cotton.
Appears to be a problem for
her. The ball in her brain are moving faster than her feet.
I suppose so.
And here's Jill Valley finding Potolik.
Good defense by Ross Cotton there, knocking the ball away.
Parker got iron, but was not able to sink the shot. Good pass down low to Adams, back to Valley, who fakes it, taken away by Ross Cotton. Ross Cotton makes up for the travels by playing very good D.
She's been excellent on D, excellent on the boards all night.
Number 10 shoots it up. Interesting shot selection there.
Suppose she got fouled there, but...
And Ross Cotton will get fouled here. Good job drawing the pressure. 17.4 seconds to go in our first half. Number 30, Amanda Lachey. And Ginley, number 13, checking in for the Lady Tigers. Dowd will take a seat, and O'Connor will take a seat as well.
17 seconds left. Let's see if the Senators are going to try to get a last-second shot here.
And Ross Cotton misses her free throw. There's Parker now. Finding Valley at the top of the key.
Valley's been pretty much of a non-factor so far in this game. Let's see if she can get some points here at the end of the half.
2 seconds, has to let it go. Parker does. She misses the shot, and at halftime our score is 34-18. We will be bringing you a half-game report momentarily, excuse me. Hello everybody, we are back here at Thomas B. Landers Court, about to start the second half, 34-18. Tigers, Callahan gets a wide open lane to start the scoring here in our second half.
Very nice high screen there to start off the half.
We want to apologize for missing number 10's name. Her name is Tess Gauthier on the Tigers side, so we apologize for missing that name. And now Mahar will control it as Dowd knocks it out of bounds.
Coach Paul Dubuque for the Tigers, really making sure that everyone is covered on the Senators team.
Jill Valley was basically shut down in the first half after scoring 20 points in their previous victory. 15, a turnaround, not able to come up with it. 24, Abert comes down with the rebound and draws the foul as well.
Lines gambled on the pass there, couldn't quite come up with the steal.
Abert finds Callahan. Callahan, the key player to watch on this Lady Tigers team and a key player to watch this entire season. Her older brother plays on the boys team.
See, there's no need for a foul like that, just reaching in on a fast break. Just play some good defense, get them cornered. There's not much that they can do when it's a 5-on-5.
Tigers team was very physical defensively in the first half. One reason why they're up by almost 20 points. 18-point lead. Poltorlik. Great hook shot with her right hand as she drains it. Callahan now controls for the Lady Tigers. Finds Dowd. Parker tips it away. Dowd still ends up lines from downtown. Lines finds nothing but net, but in a bad way as she airballs it as it hits the net. Parker chucks it inbounds to Poltorek. We apologize for some of the camera work this evening. We're having a little bit connection problems. We apologize for our technical difficulties. Number 15, Kayla Weatherby, will go to the line after being fouled through. And Ross Cotton going to check back in for the Tigers. Casey O'Connor will check out.
Well, folks, it appears you're going to get a bit of a different perspective for the rest of the game. Unfortunately, one of our main cameras just lost power for the rest of the game, unfortunately. So they're going to be coming from the other end of the court. So hopefully we'll be able to broadcast the game from our second setup camera. Our cameraman Matt Randall running all over the gym tonight. So sorry about that, folks. Still, you get to see the rest of the basketball game with hopefully no other technical difficulties to continue.
Lines gets fouled on that previous play, and just like Pete said, we do apologize for the technical difficulties. We have one cameraman for 2 cameras, so we're a little understaffed this evening. Speaking, with that being said, if you'd like to help out Channel 15, you can give Justin Letellier, the studio manager, a ring, or Dan Pease, the assistant studio manager, or talk to Pete Lambert, Addison Boroff, myself, or Dan Dubuque if you're interested in volunteering, helping out camera, or even take a chance here on the mic like we are tonight.
It's a great opportunity to get to know the sort of technological side of your personality. The media studio is located in the halls of South Hadley High School, located just a few steps away from the main office. So come in through the main door, ask where you'd like to go, and before you know it, you'll be out here filming things, talking about basketball, or just strictly learning about how to use a camera. So by all means, come on out and support our local public access work here.
No prior experience necessary as well. So 2 missed shots on both ends. Mahar missing on their attempt, and then the Tigers missing on their possession. So both teams missing. He didn't miss any action, just a couple of great defensive plays.
Nice little space there for a little campaigning for the media studio. Luckily nothing happened in the game.
14 air balls it for Mahar, and that's Christine Richardson. Beautiful pass to Ross Cotton. Not able to hang on to it, but she is still able to recover it.
Cotton trying to catch the ball there like a wide receiver up over her shoulder. Callahan restoring order here.
Here's Dowd, one of the best defensive players on this Tigers team. Ross Cotton, careful not to travel for a 4th time in this game.
Poltoric with another block there underneath the basket. She's been all over the Tigers on the inside.
15, Weatherby gets it knocked away. 22, Juskowitz will check in. And Jill Valley, the star player, number 20, finally getting a breather. Parker takes the jumper and misses. Callahan has a lot of speed. And instead of going coast to coast, Sam Parker knocks it away. Great defense there by Mahar.
Excellent job there by Parker to tip the ball away. Really just saved her team too there and did it without fouling Callahan. Nice defense there by number 23.
Beautiful inbound to Lines, and she ends up getting the lay-in, and then a steal. It looked like a football interception, jumping right in front of the receiver and picking it away.
Indeed.
Lines with the open jumper, and she drains it, and Lines 4 unanswered points and a steal.
Nice little 10 to 12 footer there.
Callahan trying to steal the loose pass and is not able to. Number 3 gets to see her first action of the evening. We do not have her number on our roster. We apologize, but number 3 for Mahar getting her first touch of the evening.
Here's one of the reserves on the
chucks it up, and it's
squad.
Excuse me. She, very bad inbound there. She just chucked it up in the air, and Lines ends up picking it off. And 2 picks for Lines in the past minute or so. Number 31, Courtney Croto, checking in for Mahar. Callahan trying to find Ross Cotton. She does. Abert is able to keep it in bounds. Physical play here, as now Dowd is going to wrap underneath.
That's the 3rd time that Abert's been on the court tonight, on the ground there. She's really hustling to make sure that those loose balls end up with the Tigers' possession.
And now Tess Gothier, number 10, and Lauren Bartholet, number 14, about to check in. I wonder who they will check in for. We'll find out momentarily.
I'm going to guess Abert and Lines.
And you're right about Abert. Callahan is the second lady out.
Oh well, can't win them all.
And here's Maddie Dowd going for her second of two. Hit her first shot. And she hits her second. So Dowd 2 for 2 from the line in the second half, excuse me. Here's Juskowitz finding Patorak to number 3 to Kroto. Great back and forth movement for Mahar, number 14. Christine Richardson had a great looking shot, it just did not go in.
It's a pity all that ball movement went to waste there. Richardson just barely missing that three-pointer, front rimming it.
There's Tess Gauthier. One of the younger players on this Tigers team has done a good job coming off the bench at point. Lyons trying to keep the ball in bounds and is not successful. Richardson now to inbound it.
It appeared that Gauthier and Lyons were trying to do a pick and roll there, but Lyons pulled off the pick just a little bit too soon. Didn't really catch the defender with that.
Jill Valley about to check back in for Mahar. And Lachey about to check back in for the Tigers. Number 3 for Mahar drives underneath. Loses control.
Dribbled it off her foot, I believe.
And now Valley will check in for Juskowitz. Valley probably taking a breather because she had played the entire first half without a rest. And now Tamika Adams, number 11, checking in for Hannah Kulturek. Tess Gauthier and Lauren Bartholet were the two Lady Tigers to inbound it. Bartholet very dangerous from beyond the arc. Lachey loses it, but fighting Kroto for it. Like we said, the physical defense by this Lady Tigers defense. Every loose ball they are diving on, trying to retain possession.
And that's been really key for the Tigers so far tonight, helping them get out of this surprisingly large 23-point lead with only 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Currently 44-21 for anyone interested.
With a little less than 3:15 to go in our third quarter here. Of course, high school just moving to the four quarters in basketball our senior year, so that was 2 years ago, was the first year they had that rule. It used to be 2 halves.
And I think that this really prepares the high school players for a more sort of a professional-like aspect when they're playing basketball. I mean, in colleges, of course, we've got the 2 very large halves, but I just think that the 4 quarters really breaks up the game more, and it sort of gives a chance for more breathers or more resting, so that you see more like effective players when they're on the court.
Dowd fakes the 3, and an offensive foul called on number 11, Maddie Dowd. Looked like she might have shoved one of the Mahar players as she was dribbling away. Great block by Dowd, who's been all over the ball tonight. Gauthier goes for the shot, and it's knocked away.
Nice play by Adams there, coming up behind Gauthier, stealing the ball away there.
And Gauthier quickly jumps on the loose ball, not letting her size overcome her in this game. Bartholet to inbound. And finds Ross Cotton wide open under the basket and misses the layup, and those will kill you in any situation.
Luckily for the Tigers, it's not a very close game right now. Other than that, that's something that Coach Dubuque's need to work on with his team. Those easy ones, got to be able to knock those off with the glass and make your shots.
Great pressure D for the Tigers as they are able to retain, forcing Mahar to not score. Here's Gauthier controlling. She'll keep it and pass to Bartholet. Finds Ross Cotton. Ross Cotton fakes one pass, then Gauthier gets it completely stripped away by Tamika Adams. Adams driving, knocked away by Ross Cotton, and Dowd. Ross Cotton seems to be having a seesaw game. She'll make a mistake on offense and come right back on defense.
That was a very subtle move there by Adams on the fast break. You couldn't see really from your angle, I don't believe, but she was sort of stiff-arming the defender all the way down the court.
So the Tigers score again to just add on to this lead as it's a 25-point lead, 46-21. And Jill Valley, the star player for Mahar, has been shut down. Not even 10 points in this game after scoring 22 in their victory a few nights ago.
Although you have to give the Mahar offense a little bit of credit. In the first half, only scoring 11 points, and already in this third quarter, adding 10 more. So it appears that they've almost doubled their offensive output so far, but that doesn't seem to be enough with the Tiger offense going off like it is.
Megan Ginley, number 13, going to check in for the Tigers. Interesting free throw shot by Croto. It works as she drains the shot, and a new Mahar player. Looks to be number 10. We don't have her name as well.
Excuse me, folks. We're just working on a technical problem here.
Number 10 checking in for Mahar. We don't have her name. She is now in for Mahar, and I wonder what Coach Dubuque is doing. So, it's downtime to talk about things you can't talk about during action. Plus,
That's
there's
all
no
right.
outlet up here anyway.
He already broke it.
What else is there?
Why do you say that? We're just doing play-by-play, man. There's not much to do.
A lot of your side stats you're just repeating.
Well, we have nothing.
We
else.
have no stats. Yeah, I know. I mean, when you see, like, have you ever seen a UMass press release sort of thing for those kind of games? That is like years worth of stats in this big pamphlet.
No, I'm just saying. You guys are saying you have to talk about stats. What stats?
I didn't say stats. It's just stuff we don't talk about when the action is on.
I think in these kind of games, what we need to do is sort of work on, like, talking about more the game of basketball or just some of the
That's
aspects
what I was going to do before I was interrupted.
That's all right.
So Croto misses the second free throw. Gauthier with the rebound. Good coverage by Valley, and then runs right into Ginley. So
Nice pick there at the top of the key by Ginley.
Valley ran right into her, forcing her to lose her coverage on Gauthier.
It's like running into a brick wall that can knock the wind out of you if you're not careful.
And now Jill Valley has to go back on offense as she gets the pass from Richardson. Number 10 getting her first touch of the game. Adams downstairs. She gets the lay-in, and Tamika Adams gets a bucket. Dowd attempting the lay-in, and she's fouled on her way up to the basket.
Foul on number 14 of the Senators.
Dowd has played a very
Richardson.
Dowd has played a very physical game offensively and defensively, just showing right there, going up for the lay-in and getting fouled. South Hadley misses the first shot. Ginley with the second chance opportunity took an awkward fall there, but she seems to be okay. She
Down
gets
hard to the floor. Hopefully she didn't sprain a wrist or something like that. She appears to be having trouble with her left hand.
Tigers already with two key injuries with Hamlin and Sykes. It would be tragic to lose another key bench player.
Appears like Ginley recovered rather well, so maybe just a little bit soreness tomorrow.
The first of two she hits, and 23 Parker to check in for the Senators. Richardson will take a seat, and Ross Cotton, having a busy night off the bench, checks in for Maddie Dowd.
Once again, folks, we apologize for the sole camera angle that we have. So hopefully you'll be getting all the action from our cameraman, Matt Randall.
Doing a fine job this school year, helping us out with soccer and football as well. Here's Jill Valley. Her pass is knocked away by Ross Cotton, but able to retain possession is Mahar. Parker fakes it.
Ross Cotton, if she can refine that defensive ability that she has, she very clearly has an eye for the passing lane, cutting off a bunch of the Senators' really cross-court passes. If she can work on that, she can become one of the more aggressive defensive players that the Tigers have.
And with time expiring, Gauthier hits it just before the clock runs out with a left hand. So it's 50-24. With 8 minutes to go in this game, it seems on the scoreboard right now that this game is over.
Just might be me, but I think the Tigers can probably hold them to, under 26 points or so in the fourth. But hey, what can I say? I'm just a teenager.
And Mahar really struggling to get that streak that they need going. I mean, they'll score and they'll be hot, and then they run into the Tigers' defense.
Their offense is just flat for the entire game. I mean, the fact that Jill Valley has just been taken out of the game. Like, she has done almost, no offense to her or anything like that, she's very clearly been trying hard to use her passing ability effectively. The Tigers have really keyed her out on defense, But Valley, when you look at her scoring ability, what she's done in past games, has done virtually nothing so far in these 3 quarters of play here at Thomas B. Landers Court. So if the Tigers can keep that up, I think this game is theirs to lose.
And no substitutions will be made as we start the 4th quarter. And that's Lachey, number 30, number 32, Ross Cotton, 13, Ginley, 10, Gauthier, and 14, Bartholet for the Lady Tigers. And 20, Jill Valley, that player we were talking about earlier, controls it for Mahar, finds Croto to Parker. Valley fakes the 3, ends up driving, passes it to 10. 10's got the lane open, but then gets it knocked away by Gauthier. And they're going to jump for it.
Lucky that Gauthier didn't get called for a travel there. She picked the ball up off the floor and just sort of took a few steps.
Did look like she traveled, but the ref decides, instead of jumping for it, they're going to give South Hadley the possession. Interesting call there.
Well, yes, when in these high school games, you don't really have jump balls that often.
Parker just takes it away from Gauthier and gets the lay-in. And Lachey to Ginley. Ginley, beautiful pass to Ross Cotton. Ross Cotton misses the layup.
Appears that Adams is shaken up on the play there.
A hard foul, as we could hear her hit the ground from up here. Never good when a player takes a hard fall on the hard wood. Adams finding Valley. Valley to Parker, who has had a great game, almost gets it taken away from, able to keep possession. Valley trying to direct traffic, and she attempts, but it's knocked away by number 13, Ginley, with a ferocious keep there.
Trying to rip the ball out of the Senators' hands there. Good job by Ginley.
Valley with a quick shot there. She ends up getting the jumper, something Valley has not been able to do.
And that's the quick stroke that we saw during warm-ups. Valley has a very quick release when shooting the basketball. It's unfortunate that she's not really finding her shot until this last quarter here. It could have made a much more interesting game. The Tigers, giant lead. Got to commend them for playing strong defense on one end of the court and getting fouled and making their open shots on the other end. I mean, other than those few layups that they missed underneath the basket, the Tigers have been pretty flawless throughout this game.
So 4 new Tigers are going to check in.
Following the free throw, it appears that Lyons will be entering the game as well.
And Patolik going to come back in for Mahar.
She's been really the saving grace for the Senators so far tonight. I mean, her size underneath the basket, being able to block some of the Tiger shots, has been really effective for them. Unfortunately, not much else has gone right for the Mahar squad.
Croto wide open from 3, but must not be a very good perimeter shooter as she gives it to Valley, to Adams. Looks like that pass was intended for Adams, but Valley was there to pick up the loose pass. Number 10 downstairs ends up coming with a great lay-in.
Nice move with the left hand there to get around the defender.
Here's Callahan, great ball skills as she finds Ginley. Ginley with a beautiful lay-in and a highlight reel type move there.
Nice move through the lane there, cutting through the defense and making the nice little floater in the lane.
Parker finding Croto. Croto's got the lane, misses the shot.
Bit of an
battle for the rebound, and it's won by Ginley, who keeps it into Callahan. Callahan forced out of bounds, and it looks like an intentional foul.
Croto's pull up there just a bit awkward. Looked like she wasn't quite sure if she wanted to drive for the layup or actually make a jump shot.
So Lyons checks in for 24 Abert, who had a short stint out there. Croto takes a seat for Tolik.
Appears that Dubuque wanted to have a word with Emily Abert before she came back to the bench. Maybe it was something along the lines of, I don't know, maybe a coaching moment.
Callahan misses her free throw after being intentionally fouled on the opposite end of the court.
Appears that the Tigers in the bonus now, so look for a lot more free throws.
Here's Valley, deep pass to number 10, loses control for a moment, able to retain, heavily guarded by Ginley, finds a great pass to Adams. Parker downstairs, great hook, finds iron but no net. Callahan has great speed, and a foul called.
Callahan's speed really is going to help the Tigers throughout this season, I think. I mean, just looking on that possession, turning the corner there almost, and if she hadn't gotten fouled, it's just going to blow by the entire defense and make that layup. So if she can continue to do that through the season, the Tigers are going to have a really key threat there.
Callahan nails her first of two, just like you said in the bonus, so they will be taking 2 shots now. Casey O'Connor, number 12, will take a seat. Looks like number 30, Lachey, checks in for the Tigers.
A good stint by O'Connor tonight. She's got to be proud of her contributions.
Is the leading scorer for the Lady Tigers in the first half, and we don't have the stats for you, but I believe she is the leading scorer throughout this entire game, with Callahan in a close second. Callahan now controls it.
Ginley running around, picks underneath the basket. Wide open in the corner. Looks like they couldn't see her.
You're right, Ginley was wide open, waving
Still
her right
wide
arm.
open.
Nobody is covering Ginley, but instead Callahan airballs
And
the
Ginley
jumper.
comes away with a save.
Ginley keeps it in, great
All over
spin
this play.
by Lyons, great fake by Ginley, and Lachey not able to handle the heavy bounce pass.
Ginley, a huge part of that play. She's now, thought she was getting substituted there. They decided to take out Maddie Dowd instead.
15, Weatherby checks in for the Senators.
Ginley finding open space during this last possession here for the Tigers. That's been a very good job. Pulls up her jumper.
Ginley gets the jumper off before the shot clock, but it's not able to drain. And here's Valley now, finding number 21, Tasha Polana. Great turnaround there by number 15, Weatherby, not able to sink the shot. Out of bounds, Tiger ball.
We're just under 5 minutes here left in the fourth.
54-30 is the score, 24-point lead for this red-hot Lady Tigers team, just coming off of a victory to the Granby Rams, losing their opening contest. And we'll go to 2-1 on the season with a victory tonight.
Smart move by Callahan there at the beginning of this possession. It looked like she was going to take on 1-on-4 there, but good job pulling up and making sure that the offense resets.
Gauthier's bounce pass went right into Jill Valley's foot. Luckily, South Hadley did not lose possession, and as I say it, they lose possession right to Jill Valley.
Doesn't that happen way too often? You say something's not going to happen, and then as you're saying it, it occurs on the court.
And unfortunately, it's a detriment to the Tigers as Jill Valley is starting to heat up late here. She ends up hitting the free throw. Callahan attempts the lay-in, but it's fouled on her way up.
Callahan moving through traffic there. I think Weatherby actually knocked it out of bounds. But Callahan going coast to coast there, almost got it. Knocks down the three. Nice shot by Kara Callahan there from the corner.
Gets it from her brother. Her brother, a very good perimeter shooter on the men's side. Kyle Callahan. Here's number 3 from Mahar to 15 Weatherby. Miscommunication there between Valley and number 3. And now here's number 21, loses possession, stolen by Callahan. Great switching hands move there for Callahan.
See, Callahan could have drove to the basket there and tried to get an easy layup, but it appears that Coach Dubuque wants them to sort of slow down possession and waste some of the clock.
Very unselfish play for this Lady Tigers team as well, passing the ball. Ginley from downtown hits the backboard. Ginley dives and rips it away. Very physical play by Ginley.
Boy, if I had the authority to give him, I'd give her a Tommy point, but hey, I don't have that kind of thing there. Good defense there by Ginley to dive on the floor, grab that basketball.
Polana didn't really know what to do as she got the ball ripped away from her. Looked a little shocked after the physical play.
And that's the kind of thing that coaches look for at the end of these games. I mean, the game's already pretty much won, but if you see players still hustling out there and diving after the ball, a little bit of crashing there on the court. But as I was saying, if you see that kind of really aggressive play and making sure that you play hard until the end of the game, coaches really like to see that. That's going to get you some more minutes later in the season.
Ginley and Lachey crashed into each other. And Ginley has been on the floor more times than she's been standing in this fourth quarter here. Constantly diving for the loose balls and falling over her own players, but that just goes to show the physicality of this.
Gonna have some bumps and bruises tomorrow, but it's gonna be worth it when you end up down the stretch getting some more crucial playing time.
Ginley hits her first of 2 free throws. to make it 58-32, and Tigers really running away here in the fourth quarter. Ginley misses with the front iron there on the free throw, number 3.
Lyons thought she got fouled under the basket there, was looking for a call. Up court trying to go to Ginley, but it gets stolen away by number 3.
Going for the home run pass, and it ends up getting taken away by number 3. And here's Juskowitz, number 22, finding Polana. Back to Juskowitz. Number 3 with some great dribbles. Shoots it up, hits the iron, but does not get it to sink as Lachey gets it knocked away. So some great defense by Mahar, and then great defense by the Tigers, and doing one more better on Mahar.
Nice job by Tescothier there. It appears that this is going to be the highest scoring game for the Lady Tigers so far this season. Already racked up 58 points so far with 2 minutes left in the fourth.
The Tigers coming into this season with 2 struggling years. Of course, 2 years ago, my senior year, I believe they only had 2 or 3 wins that entire season, and then next year getting 6 wins. So really getting better every season, and this year it's the best looking Lady Tigers team in quite some time.
If Kara Callahan, Maddie Dowd, Casey O'Connor, Lauren Bartholet, all of these players that are sort of impact players for this Lady Tiger squad can continue the kind of play that we've seen tonight, I mean, the Tigers could really make a push for the top of their division. It just depends on whether or not they can take down Munson or, in an opposing division, Savas. Those kind of teams are going to really challenge them for the rest of their season. But if the Tigers can play like this against more of the higher quality teams, or the teams on perhaps a better night than Mahar's having tonight, they look very good for the rest of the season.
And of course, very well coached Paul Dubuque has been in the Tiger system for quite a number of years now, with his 2 sons, Dylan and Dave, coaching at the boys level, and Dave, the head coach for the girls, for a couple of seasons. So the Dubuque family very familiar with this South Hadley team, and that's one reason why the Tiger players keep getting better every year, because the coaching staffs continue where they left off from the season before. Adams for 1, excuse me. And she hits it. Now this is her second shot, excuse me. So she hits her first of 2 free throws. And she hits her second, so Tamika Adams having a pretty nice evening off of the bench. Bartholet can't find anybody except for Callahan, who was heavily covered.
Good press here by Mahar.
Good bounce pass by Callahan.
Nice
Ginley's open.
Break. Gets it blocked from behind. And Ginley's out of bounds. She's frustrated with herself. Had that open layup. Got it rejected by the Senator.
That was Polana, number 21. Had a lot of bench minutes. And here's Juskowitz finding Croto. Polana driving to the basket. Misses. Good rebound by Ginley, who had a very solid fourth quarter.
Well, as we move inside a minute here at this ladies' game, we'll maybe talk a bit about the boys' season coming up. The first boys' game, I believe, is on the 24th of January, opening against Holyoke Catholic here at Thomas B. Landers Court.
Big rivalry game between Catholic and South Hadley.
Expect the 6th man coming out in full numbers here, and see some of the really impact players of the boys' squad. Let's see, there's Joey Crespo, his brother John.
Sam Pouliot finally healthy.
Indeed, coming back to the Tiger squad. You've got Lewis Agrade. You've got all these returning
and Kara
players.
Callahan's older brother, Kyle.
Mentioning them all night. Hopefully we'll make some threes for the Tiger squad. So look forward to that game. We'll see you there.
Big surprise, Brian Chico, not on the boys team this season, has been their solid center for a few years.
They could have used his size. I suppose he's either feeling like playing some dare ball or maybe focusing on another sport, but they'll certainly miss his presence underneath the basket. But let's see how the Tigers can sort of react to that sort of loss to their team.
Tigers had a rough year last year, plagued with injuries and calling up 8th graders, but they still managed to pull out a pretty decent season, and Coach Jeff Guile always finds a way to develop a great team.
Coach Guile has been very adamant about at the beginning of this season, really starting to talk about inspirational factors coming into this season. He's looking for the Tigers to have a really strong start. Guile gave a very emotional speech at the graduation last year, which had many of his former players and current players actually attending, watching the seniors graduate. Made a very impassioned speech about how leadership and how things in your life are not going to be as easy as you think they are unless you work really hard. He showed that to this team, I believe, got that tape. And as the clock expires here for the girls basketball team, hopefully their kind of leadership will continue throughout the season.
Tigers just holding on to it. No point in taking a shot. They do get the shot clock violation from passing it too much, but not enough time for Mahar to even get a shot off, and an impressive victory for Paul Dubuque's Lady Tigers this evening.
Well, you've got to credit Kara Callahan's speed ended up being a very big factor. Lauren Bartholet from the outside. Melissa Roscothan had sort of an up and down game, but very good on defense. And shutting down Jill Valley ended up being a crucial component in this game. Tigers pulling out with a 22-point victory, 58-36.
Welcome back here to Thomas B. Landers Court. I'm Addison Boroff, joined here by Pete Lambert. Really a great victory here for the Lady Tigers as they completely shut down the Mahar Lady Senators, and an impressive game for both Kara Callahan and a lot of good bench activity for number 32 Ross Cotton.
I would say so. I mean, a 22-point lead. There's very little you can do to complain about that. I mean, shutting down the main scorer for the Senators, Valley, that was just a huge factor in this game. And Lauren Bartholet, knocking down threes in the first half really gave the momentum to the Tigers. So, I mean, if you have all these components, really strong defense that they had underneath the basket, Ross Cotton grabbing boards, Lines was really effective, trying to shut down the center of the Mahar team, and all of these factors contribute to a win. So if they can keep doing this stuff during the season, get some W's up on the board there for the Lady Tigers.
Speaking of W's, it's the second consecutive win for the Lady Tigers, beating Granby, now beating Mahar, and their next game they have a pretty tough schedule this season. Of course, they have Munson coming up fairly soon, and then of course we have the men's team going to perform next week, I believe, is their first game.
Yep, on the 24th. The first home game for the men will be on the 24th against Holyoke Catholic. They have a rivalry game there. So we hope to see you there. And anything else you'd like to add, Addison?
I just want to say I'm Addison Boroff, and I've been doing this for the past few seasons now. And I want to let everyone at home know that if you're interested in being in our shoes, or even Matt Randall, our cameraman's shoes here, and Dan Dubuque, our director, if you're interested in helping out, we would really appreciate camera, sound, even being on the camera. You could be an interview person, anything you'd like to do to help, and you get full credit for the productions that go on in 15, and you get to learn some interesting things on the way, and of course you get to see some live Tiger sports action as well.
Indeed, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you feel like doing anything, feel free to stop by the media studio located in the halls of South Hadley High. Just go on into the main entrance, take a right. It's very clearly labeled. You can come on in, inquire about anything that you'd like to know about sort of a video project, or if you'd like to learn a little bit more about cameras or editing software, feel free to go with that. So on that note, great night here from Thomas B. Landers Court, and we hope to see you soon, folks. Have a great night.